What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. We cover political news, keep you up to date, and keep you informed on everything that the government does. We also go through these news articles and we figure out that, hey, the mainstream narrative machine is lying to you. We put these news stories through the logic test and we figure out what is really going on with some of these news stories, because the mainstream news lies a lot. They twist stuff around. They like to push a certain narrative that we've come to find out once the truth comes out, hey, they lied to us. So that's what I'm here for. I'm essentially kind of a fact checker. I am biased. I will say that. I do have a biased opinion on all these matters, but at least I will let you know what my bias is. I'm biased toward logic. I'm biased toward facts, with a little bit of colorful interpretations, if you will. But let's go ahead and get into the story right quick. Check this out. Scoop. GOP probes Justice Department on Biden whistleblowers. Huh? What does that mean? Check it out. This one blows. You'll love it. You'll love it. Top House Republicans are demanding that the Justice Department reveal if it is investigating two whistleblowers who raised concerns about its Hunter Biden investigation, Axios has learned. Why it matters. The scrutiny of the DOJ shows how top Republicans are keeping their Biden probe alive, even as it is unlikely to end in impeachment articles for President Biden. Yeah, Comer came out and said that, yeah, we were thinking criminal referrals are the best way to go, because he knows I had somebody argue this with me in the comment section the other day. Okay, you got to look at the makeup of what's actually going on. You know, the House has a very slim majority right now. It's down to just a couple of seats. So, yeah, you might get an impeachment vote in the House. You might just get that. But the Democrats have control of the Senate, and that is where it matters. So sending an impeachment to the Senate is pointless, because the Democrats don't care about facts. They don't care that Biden was very corrupt, and we found out exactly how corrupt Biden was. They don't care to look at the facts and then decide that, okay, yeah, he was corrupt, let's convict him on this. They just want to say, there's no crime, name the crime, what has Biden done? Well, you know what Biden has done. I've gone over it several times. We all know that Biden got a prosecutor fired to help out his son. He got the Ukrainian attorney general fired because that Ukrainian attorney general was investigating the company that Hunter Biden was working for. If that is not a conflict of interest and some sort of bribery scheme going on, because Hunter Biden personally benefited from that. He got $5 million from that company, as a matter of fact. And Joe Biden eventually received money from Jim Biden that came from Hunter Biden's shell company in a check of $250,000 as a quote-unquote loan repayment, with no corresponding outgoing payment to Jim Biden of $250,000, right? So that tells you one thing, that there was no loan. I'm just saying. Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan, Oversight Committee Chair James Comer, and Ways and Means Committee Chair Jason Smith demanded that the DOJ turn over all documents referring to any possible agency investigation into the whistleblowers. The committees will not tolerate any retaliatory conduct by the department against these or any other whistleblowers, the lawmakers said in a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland. The big picture. Special Counsel David Weiss, who is leading the Hunter Biden investigation, suggested the whistleblowers may be part of an ongoing investigation into a recent legal filing. Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler, the two IRS whistleblowers, alleged that the DOJ slow-walked its tax investigation into the president's son and gave him special treatment. Hunter Biden is facing 2 cases for tax evasion and firearm charges, which Democrats argue is proof that the DOJ has not been preferential. Right? So this is Axios telling us this. Now, just remember that, okay? So Hunter Biden isn't receiving any sort of special treatment, and the Democrats proved that because he's still being charged with tax evasion of $1.5 million, that's proof that they're not being preferential. Oh, but hang on just a second. Judge declines to approve Hunter Biden plea deal for now. Hunter Biden's plea deal hit a roadblock during an unexpectedly contentious federal court hearing Wednesday as prosecutors and Biden's attorneys initially disagreed about the scope of the agreement, and the judge then balked at approving the deal. Tensions grew after the prosecutor said the federal investigation into the president's son is ongoing. After pressing both sides for details about the plea deal, U.S. District Judge Marilyn Norica adjourned the hearing so that the two sides could refine and clarify the agreement, which Hunter Biden planned to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax offenses and likely avoid punishment on felony charges. At the end of the tumultuous 3-hour hearing, Biden instead wound up pleading not guilty to all 3 charges, and the judge postponed further proceedings likely for a month or more. That is because it gave Hunter Biden, it was the sweetest deal ever, right? It gave him immunity from prosecution on anything related to these tax charges, the gun charges. He didn't have to go to jail. He didn't have to pay restitution. It was an insane plea deal. As a matter of fact, it gave immunity to Jim Biden, James Biden, Joe Biden, and several other of Hunter Biden's business associates. It gave immunity to his shell companies. They couldn't go after him for that on any charges at all. And you wonder why the judge was like, hell no, I'm not taking this plea deal. This is BS. She would get disbarred for it. Yeah, the proposed deal between Biden and the Justice Department, the outline of which was announced last month, isn't dead, but prosecutors and Biden's lawyers will now have to satisfy Norica's concerns about technical aspects of the deal and her own role in enforcing a so-called pretrial diversion agreement under which Biden would avoid prison time on the gun charge if he remains drug-free for 2 years and doesn't break any other laws. If Norica ultimately approved the deal, Biden will be able to withdraw the not guilty pleas he entered on Wednesday. He would then replace them with guilty pleas on the tax charges, and the DOJ would defer prosecution on the gun charge. The judge made clear that she viewed the proposed deal as outside the norm. These agreements are not straightforward, and they contain some atypical provisions, Norica said as the hearing reached a close. Yes, very atypical provisions by granting immunity to a much bigger scope than just Hunter Biden, right? Yeah, they're not treating him preferentially. No, not at all. And you wonder why the House Republicans are going after these people, right? We learned also that, the DOJ does this. During the Twitter Files congressional committee hearing, right? The two guys that were testifying, I forget their names right off, but during those congressional hearings, they had IRS agents show up to their house. Tell me that's not retaliatory, right? Just so happens as they're testifying to Congress, an IRS agent shows up and said, hey, let's talk about some stuff, right? Yeah, that's BS. We know that the DOJ is very, very underhanded. They've been doing a whole lot of underhanded stuff. The government has been doing a whole lot of underhanded stuff, and nobody seems to be going up against them. Nobody seems to be calling them out for doing this stuff. I mean, just look at what Joe Biden's been doing, right? Texas makes a law to try to curb illegal immigration by, wanting to arrest criminal aliens and kick them out of the country because the federal government's not doing it. They're just allowing millions of illegals to pour across the border, right? So Texas makes a law. What does the Biden administration do? They sue Texas for the law and get it struck down. It's still in court, so it's not struck down yet. It's on hold until they can figure out what's really going on with this. But, then again, the Biden administration tries to go and cancel student debt to the tune of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, as a matter of fact. What does the Supreme Court do? Says, no, you can't do that. What does the Biden administration do? The Biden administration does it anyway. There's been instance after instance of the Biden administration just throwing away the Constitution and saying, screw it, we're going to do whatever the hell they want to. They, for God's sakes, they're in contact. They've got backdoor access to social media platforms, telling these social media platforms to delete posts and ban these people from the social media platforms. What? The federal government can't do that. We have the First Amendment to protect us from government interference in our speech, for God's sakes. They can't go and tell the social media platforms to silence our voices, our political speech, our free expression. They can't do that, but they did it anyway. And that is in court right now, and the government is still doing it till this day. But I've said it before, this Biden administration is just the worst, the absolute worst. And, you know, it's like, what are Republicans doing? They're not doing much. They're not doing much at all to stop. We have a few Republicans that are fighting back. But when you're up against the entirety of the Democrat Party, just a few Republicans giving a little bit of push here and there isn't going to do anything whatsoever. The Biden administration is still doing whatever the hell it wants to do, violating federal law all over the damn place. Just blows my freaking mind. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. You know, is the DOJ not giving preferential treatment to Hunter Biden with this sweet plea deal that gives broad immunity all over the place? Or do you think they're actually, you know, doing their due diligence, if you will? Yeah, we all know what the answer to that is. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. Y'all guys are the best. And y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.